don't care if it takes the entire show today. We will not stop until we've figured out all of our gender options. The Kate Daly Show starts now.
A man has ruined a weekend away with his girlfriend by saying what he was thinking. Our reporter Emma Bradford is at the scene.
Martin Bishop and Eleanor Shaw had stopped at a cosy country pub after a romantic walk when Miss Shaw looked up meaningfully at Bishop and asked what he was thinking at that very moment. The weekend was about to go very wrong indeed.
I was hoping he would say, maybe this would be a great place to bring the kids one day. Or even something corny but sweet, like, I have everything I'll ever need right here.
And what did you say, Martin?
I said, pigs are much bigger than you expect. Just some kids. One of them was so big you could ride it.
More from us later.
Oh, man, I love that one. Welcome, Kate Daly Show, last hour on a Thursday. Milty's on vacation, and I am so excited to bring on our next guest because, man, is he needed right now in America, especially those of us trying to get through day to day, looking at politics. That's crazy out there. Anyway, national comedian, Jeff Allan is with me, and I'm so excited to have you. Welcome to the program, Jeff. How are you?
Oh, great, man. I don't know what's going on politically because I'm a casual observer of culture. I mean, it can't be that bad. It's not like the current president was found cognitively declined enough to not continue.
Right, nothing,
that would be bad. That would be
really,
really, really bad if that happened.
Gosh, King Ding-a-ling. That's what we call him on the show anyway. I'm so excited to have you on because let me just tell you, you've been cracking me up for years. And if you haven't checked out Jeff Allan, you have got to. You've got to go see him, and you've got to get his book, Are We There Yet? Are We There Yet? My Journey from a Messed Up to Meaningful Life. I love this. What made you write this?
Well, my wife pushed me for about a decade.
Did she?
And every time she wanted to have an argument with me.
Uh-huh.
I would come back from the golf course and go, I shot even par today. And she'd go, what'd you write on the book today? And then not a word, baby. And then we would get into a huge argument.
Oh, no.
I would tell her, I'm not a writer.
Right.
I just talk. That's all I do. I talk. I don't write. So anyway, somebody from Salem Media saw me. Mm-hmm. And they went online and saw the testimonial on that I had on YouTube. And they go, have you ever done any writing? Mm-hmm. I said, well, I have. I said, my wife is 40. So I sent them like 6 samples of what I wrote. And
mm-hmm.
the beauty of the email that came back said, apparently you're going to need some help with this.
Apparently.
So I showed it to my wife. I go, see, professionals know I'm not a writer.
Oh, no.
So I found a great editor and just a really easy guy to work with. And anyway, otherwise it would have been a 400-page tome that nobody would have read. And because I had things to say, Kate, I have things to say.
I know.
But I thought at 68, the first 6 chapters cover the first 7 or 8 years of our marriage.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I gave Tammy the last draft, and I said, you need to read this and be okay with my version of what our marriage went through. And she read the first 2 chapters, came out crying, and said, I can't read anymore. We were such horrible people. And I said, well, finish the book, actually. We turned out okay. I think we turned out okay.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, so anyway, she finished the book. We spent 3 days, 40 hours going through the book, correcting my version of what we went through. So,
oh, my gosh. I love
it's really her book, not mine.
People can get so much out of this. I love that. People can get a lot out of this and really kind of help them to understand themselves, their marriage. Because you speak about the differences between men and women a lot. And I love that you do that. You can always find more at JeffAllanComedy.com, JeffAllanComedy.com. And let me, so the clip coming in, is that not the truth about the fact that men have a totally different brain? They're just totally different than women.
Well, it's funny. I was just doing a new routine and it happened, I don't know, 6-7 months ago. I don't know. Anyway, I walk in a room and she's at a point now, she doesn't say, she just rolls her eyes and sighs at me, with the, that disdain.
Yeah.
And when I do it, the men in the audience go, I've seen that,
Yeah.
So I finally learned to ask the right question. This time, instead of asking what you just say, because she didn't say anything, and that's what she says. I didn't say anything, and I go, well, that technically you did, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So, what was the thought that led to looking at me with such disdain?
What did she say?
She said, I hate those pants, and you're always in them, and it's driving me nuts. And I said, these are pants you bought me for Christmas. And she said, I made a mistake. Honestly, they look great on the mannequin. I knew they're like clown pants, and I hate the fact that you just love them so much. But you got to quit wearing those, Jeff. You look homeless. I can't even walk next to you at the grocery store anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
And
there was
I know.
lot
They were,
in
and
that
I
look.
love them. They were fleece-lined Eddie Bauer. I bought a second pair because I from November to March in Nashville, I'm never out of them.
Oh, my God.
So anyway, about a month goes by, and I'm taking the trash out to the curb, and I remember I have trash in the trunk of my car. And I go to get the trash out and put the trash in the can, and I see a pant leg sticking out from the bottom of a trash bag, and I realize those are my pants, my Eddie Bauers. So I bring them in the house, and she comes walking around. She looks, and she starts laughing. I go, it's not funny. She goes, I told you I was sick of looking at him. You weren't going to do anything. So I said, how many times have you done this?
Oh my
and she
God.
said, it's the first time. And I said, liar. Nobody gets caught the first time. That's why they're called serial killers. And then I remembered I had some Tiger sweatpants. She's gaslit me for years.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, how forgetful you are. You leave them in hotel rooms. And, she threw out my pants.
That's funny. I've done that before, though. I have. Today is my...
I know you have, because I ask the audience every night. I go, men, by applause, how many of you have ever thrown out one stitch of your wife? Not one man in 3-4 months now has ever applauded. And I said, not one man has ever looked and said, yeah, I hated that bra. I threw it out. I just got sick of it. Why would you keep wearing that?
That's the truth.
And believe me, she's got some ratty old puppy pants. She calls them puppy pants. They got a tiger paw on each cheek and the back. And
the old sweats.
she wears them. They're not the most flattering. One night she came to me with wearing those things and said, I just want to say something. You're just not as attentive and touch me at night like you used to. And I go, well, that outfit you're wearing right now screams touch me. I don't know how I missed it. I really don't.
That's so true. The last thing you guys want to come home to is a woman in sweatpants I guess we just get relaxed. I don't know. Today's my 29th wedding anniversary. It just happens that you're on.
Bless you for that.
Right? And we knew each
other. I told you off. It's downhill from here, actually. 29 to 38 was the worst years of my life. No, it wasn't.
29 to 38. They couldn't have been. You're still married. And so I love that about you. I love that about you, that you're willing to. I think, what's funny about you is that you really nail it on speaking to people, because what happens with you guys happens everywhere. And a lot of people don't really think it does. So in my, I always think, not everybody's going through what I'm going through, right? Or what have you. But you have a great way of driving that in, just to let people know, everyone's going through the same things.
It's funny. Jeff Foxworthy said something to me years ago. I was doing this podcast or something, and he said the first time he did something that happened in his house, he was a young comedian, and he went in and he got a huge laugh. And driving home, he said to himself, gee, I wonder if it happens in my house, if it'll happen in other people's houses.
Right.
And, it is. God didn't make us all that unique, When I got into Alcoholics Anonymous, they told me, you suffer from terminal uniqueness. And I go, what's that? They go, you think that your problems are your own and nobody understands them. And that's what's going to kill you. No, we're all kind of on this rock.
Yeah.
Struggling with the same thing.
That is so true. What's the funniest thing that women do to you? What is the funniest thing that you think women uniquely do?
Put their makeup on in the car at a red light. So many times I've wanted to just bump them. I just want to tap the rear end and watch the lipstick go across.
That's so true.
Come on, take 3 minutes at home and do it before you get in the car. Don't do it during rush hour.
Yeah, right at a red light. I've done it. I've done it so many times. I don't know a woman that hasn't. That's funny. Oh my gosh. What else? What else do women do that you just go, oh my gosh, we're so different?
Well, the creams and the oils. I tell the audiences, fossil fuels are very important in our home. I just want you to know because of the multiple creams and oils. And yeah, she'll come out at night with all that on and her hair up and these flannel pajamas. They're almost see through now, kind of sort of sexy.
Yeah.
You know, they've kind of worn in the right places where she turns in the right light. I go, hey, you know, and she'll have a conversation like, you know, we need to talk, and I'm like, sweetheart, can we do it in the morning?
Right.
You know, it's like 10 o'clock. I really don't. And then my favorite is the 7:30 in the morning. What do you want for dinner tonight? I've never once thought about asking my wife, what do you want for dinner?
That's so true.
Prior to like 8 minutes before I'm ready to eat. You know, so somewhere between 7:30 in the morning and 6:30 in the evening, maybe we could have that discussion and make it work.
That's funny.
And I'll tell you, she hasn't changed 38 years.
Really?
She'll still ask me, you know, at 7:30 in the morning, what do you? Let's figure out dinner. You know, and I'm like, babe, my God. I describe my brain like a car starting in, Utah has winter.
Yeah.
So imagine a very cold Utah winter, and when you're trying to start your car.
Yeah.
Every sip of caffeine, my brain goes, you know, and about a can and a half into whatever energy drink I'm killing myself with that particular week, my brain will, boom, it'll start up, and then I can actually have a conversation. In the meantime, I'm just scrolling through the iPad to make sure we still have a functioning republic.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, my God.
And that's it. I just want to make sure. I told my wife, we live in the country. We need to get a drone that's got about a 3-mile radius so we keep an eye on the mob coming out of Nashville.
So true.
And when they get tired of burning the cities, they'll start hitting the rural suburbs.
Oh, so true. I've got to get your thoughts. We're going to go to a break about 30 seconds, but I have got to get your thoughts on that because let me just tell you what's going on right now. I can't even imagine the content you get for your show. It's pretty amazing. The crazy has met the crazy. And when we come back, more on Jeff Allan. By the way, it's jeffallancomedy.com. You've got to catch him in concert. You've got to. And also his book, Are We There Yet? My Journey from a Messed Up to a Meaningful Life. And you know what I have found? I've found that women want men to be women. So, and they're never going to be. They're just not going to think like us. But that's what we have girlfriends for. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Kate Daly Show, katedallyradio.com. Over 26 million served on podcast of this here live show. Be right back. Be right back with the fantastic Jeff Allan. Be right back.